The golf swing is so much easier when you know this one simple tip. Hi guys, I'm Chris and welcome back to Get Good at Golf. Today we're going to be talking about the one simple tip that is going to help you be more consistent with your irons and also be more consistent with your driver. And with irons, what it comes down to is that we do need to hit down into the golf ball. A lot of people think we're not trying to take a divot, we're trying to be nice and shallow, we're trying to pick the ball up off the grass. That is incorrect. What we are trying to do is we have to hit down into the golf ball, have that angle of attack, which will then encourage the golf ball into the air. And that's why we have loft on a golf club. So here I've got a 6-iron. If I hit down onto that ball, we have got the loft on there, which is then going to project that into the air. If I come in too shallow, then there's going to be too much loft on that club. It's going to launch too high and the distance is going to be a lot shorter. So if you're somebody who is really shallow with your irons, have a lesson, try and think about what you need to do, or watch more Get Good at Golf, what you need to do to be able to hit down into your golf ball and get the ball going the correct distance. And to hit down on the golf ball, the one thing we need to do, which a lot of amateurs miss out on, is transferring your weight in the golf swing. Once we've loaded up onto this right hand side, we want to be shifting our weight. You'll see that my right foot is rolling in, pushing the weight across onto my left hand side. Sternum is ahead of the ball and that's bringing me in with a little bit of a forward shaft lean, and that club is still working down into the golf ball. And that's the key thing there, weight shift. We see from too many amateurs, weight stays back on this right hand side, we come very shallow, we're brushing the grass here, and the club, if anything, is working on the way up. And on the way up, we're going to see thins, we're going to see tops, we're going to see chunks, we're going to see duffs, we're going to see everything. We're just not going to see what we want to see. So make sure when we're in here, we're going to be hitting down. So ball position for this mid iron is going to be just a ball in front of centre. From there, I want to get my weight over onto the left hand side, take a divot. Let's launch nice and low down there. And if James comes in here now, you will see there is a little divot. It doesn't have to be a big divot. That's the thing, we're not trying to take massive divots that the greenkeepers aren't going to like you for. A nice shallowish divot there with this iron, that is down to the ball position. I have hit down on that to get the ball into the air, and that tip is going to help you strike your irons better, be more consistent not only with your start line, with your distance, and hopefully get you lowering that handicap. But James is going to take over now. He's going to talk about driver and what you need to do at setup with your driver to optimize distance.
So some great tips there from Chris on how to make golf easier by hitting your irons better. And guys, golf can be so simple. I give so many golf lessons where people think the golf swing is exactly the same no matter what club you are using, and that is never the case. The golf swing is slightly different for every single club, but that is because of how you set up to the ball. If you set up to the ball correctly, you don't have to worry too much about how you change or tweak your swing. It's more to do with how you prepare to hit that golf ball. So following on from Chris's advice on the irons, what changes with the driver? Because if you can hit a good iron out there and you can hit a good driver out there, 99% of the time you're going to play some good golf, as long as your short game is there or thereabouts. If your short game isn't there or thereabouts, I recommend you subscribe here to Get Good at Golf, because we're going to give you some gold in the off season when it comes to short game. So with the driver, guys, the ball position is ever so slightly forward there. You can see that I have got it just inside that left heel. That allows me to load up into the top of the backswing. I maintain that spine angle on the way back and then rotate through, and I can then attack the ball with a nice shallow angle of attack. Chris mentioned about loft with irons. People think, oh yeah, 6 irons got 30 degrees, 40 degrees of loft. A driver only has 9, so I need to help that ball up in the air. I need to flick it into the air. I need to make sure that I add loft. That's incorrect. You don't need to flick it up into the air if your posture is right and your ball position is right. So what does James mean by posture and ball position? It's two of the most basic things in golf. It's two of the most simple fundamentals, but it's two of the main things that people get wrong, and then you are on a path to bad golf. And we want to help you play good golf. So ball position forward, like we said. Now the posture, I want a nice even stance. I want you to tilt back ever so slightly. From there, load up to the top of the backswing, release the club down nice and shallow. You'll see that I still have a tiny bit of forward shaft lean, just a tiny bit. I'm not throwing the club at the ball, I'm not releasing it massively here, so it's going to go high left. I can rotate into the ball, my weight gets into that left foot, primarily into the left heel, because what have my hips done, guys? Get in the comments below. Have my hips A, rotated, or have they slid into that left side? I'll give you a clue. They've rotated into that left side. That allows me to give the dynamic loft to the ball, get the ball up in the air, and opposite of when we are hitting an iron, we do not want a divot with the driver. You take a divot with the driver, you're not going to hit a good shot. It's going to severely slow the club down. It's going to compromise your strike, and you're not going to get your drive out there like you want. So if I do all those things correctly, I get the ball position forward, tilt back ever so slightly, and prepare myself for a nice simple swing. You can see there, we've not had a divot, we've not had any ground interaction whatsoever, because I've attacked that in a nice shallow way, and I've presented that 9 degrees of loft to the ball. Guys, I've been James Robinson, that was Chris Dennis. With this simple tip, golf can be so much easier. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow.